The galactic community had always been a place of grand alliances and vast empires, but it had never seen anything like the Terran Federation. Humanity, often viewed as young and unrefined, had quietly been growing in strength, while other species sought dominance with overwhelming firepower and sheer size. The humans had mastered ingenuity, strategy, and persistence, qualities that made them impossible to underestimate. But there was one event that changed the entire trajectory of humanity's place in the galaxy. Many years ago, in a distant sector of space, humanity had been dealt a blow that echoed across their colonies. The powerful and merciless Krylos Empire, a war-hungry race of brutal conquerors, had attacked Earth's colony on Zashar 9 without warning. The Krylos fleet, with their advanced weaponry and brutal tactics, overwhelmed the small human outpost in a matter of days. The surviving colonists were enslaved, and the world itself was stripped of its resources, leaving a wasteland in its wake. The incident became known as the Zashar Massacre, and it was a reminder to humanity of the dangers of the galaxy. But more than that, it was a reminder of the debt that hung over them. The Krylos Empire had not just defeated them, they had humiliated them. But humanity never forgot. In the decades that followed, the Terran Federation expanded, quietly building up its military forces. It was no longer the same young species that had suffered defeat so many years ago. Earth's warships, once small and outdated, were now among the most advanced in the galaxy. Human ingenuity had taken them to the stars, but it was their determination to right the wrongs of the past that would define their future. The galaxy had seen hints of humanity's newfound power. Their ships, though few in number, were unmatched in their advanced technology. Their soldiers, trained in harsh environments and fighting for survival, were among the most lethal the galaxy had ever seen. But none of this was the true message the humans were preparing to send. No, humanity had been biding its time for one moment, the moment when they would settle the debt owed for the Zashar Massacre. The Terran Federation's leaders had kept the Krylos Empire in their sights for years. They studied their enemies, learning everything they could about the Krylos' tactics, their weaknesses, and their strategies. And when the time was right, they made their move. The first sign that the Krylos Empire was in danger came as a simple distress signal, a transmission intercepted by the Terran military. It was a routine message, but one that caught the attention of the Federation's highest command. The message spoke of a massive Krylos fleet, prepared to launch an invasion against an unknown target. The fleet was unlike any the Federation had ever seen, a show of power meant to instill fear in their enemies. The Terran fleet, however, was ready. Humanity's warships, now fully equipped with state-of-the-art technology and weaponry, were prepared for the mission that would change everything. The time had come to collect the debt they had owed for far too long. As the Terran fleet entered the Krylos system, their ships were cloaked, invisible to the advanced sensors of the Krylos fleet. The Federation's strategy was clear: strike swiftly, decisively, and without mercy. The Krylos were not prepared for what was about to hit them. The first shot fired was not a laser or a missile. It was a ripple in the fabric of space itself, a shockwave of energy that disrupted the Krylos fleet's communication network. In the blink of an eye, the Krylos ships were disoriented, their systems offline and their commanders scrambling to regain control. Then, the humans attacked. With surgical precision, the Terran warships disabled the Krylos fleet one by one. Each ship, built with technology that bent the laws of physics, tore through the Krylos defenses with ease. The Krylos, known for their ruthless efficiency, found themselves completely outmatched. Their weapons, though formidable, had no effect on the Terran vessels. The humans didn't just strike at the Krylos ships, they struck at their very heart, destroying their command centers, their communication hubs, and their leadership. Within hours, the once mighty Krylos fleet was reduced to rubble. The Terran Federation had delivered their message. The debt was settled. As the last Krylos ship fell from the sky, the galaxy trembled. News of the swift and overwhelming assault spread, like wildfire across the stars. The Krylos Empire had long been feared for its strength, but now, that reputation was shattered. The humans had shown not only that they were capable of matching the Krylos in battle, but that they had the power to obliterate them in the blink of an eye. For the first time in centuries, the galactic community realized that humanity was no longer the underdog. The Terran Federation had not only avenged their fallen colony, but had established themselves as a force to be reckoned with. The reaction from the galaxy was swift. Some races, particularly those who had long feared the Krylos, saw this as an opportunity to ally with the humans, hoping to ensure their own survival. Others, more cautious, saw the humans' power as a threat and began to fortify their own defenses. The Krylos, meanwhile, were left in a state of disarray, their empire fractured and their pride broken. They could no longer claim the mantle of invincibility. And yet amid the chaos, the Terran Federation remained silent. They had sent their message, and now it was up to the galaxy to decide how it would respond. Earth was no longer a small, struggling species. The debt had been paid, and the balance of power had shifted. The Terran fleet was not just a symbol of military might. It was a reminder that humanity would never forget, and that justice would be served. As the galaxy trembled in fear, one thing was certain. Humanity had arrived, and they were no longer to be ignored.